Good day, fellow Westmount Municipal Association members. Hope all is well. It's been a very interesting couple of weeks for a few reasons, both internationally and domestically. We've had, of course, the situation going on in Israel, and that was, I have to say, had to be handled very delicate because everyone had something to say about it. And the wrong move, the wrong statement, and you could lose friends. So I actually lost a friend that I've known for 40 years because of a misplaced comment on my part and her misplaced comment on Black Lives Matter. Coming up to the anniversary of the death of George Floyd, I think both of our we were in very fragile states. Anyway, something is happening in Westmount. People are beginning to talk quite a bit on everything Westmount. And of course, the administrators is now starting to cut down on some of the content that they're seeing, and rightly so, because it was never, everything Westmount was never designed to be a forum where people will talk about overflowing garbage or wood chips not being laid down, or my pet peeve, of course, the lack of any serious work on the sound barrier. So it was never really designed for any of that. And I understand the frustrations of the administrator. So, to the rescue, WMA. We have a great opportunity to build up a new clientele. And I spoke to Paul Marriott about it, and he thought it was a good idea. Essentially this. Not only does the Westmount Municipal Association have a lot of contacts that are now starting to be more engaged with the content that's been posted, but I think we can invite people over from the Everything Westmount, the people who are somewhat vocal on issues. They should be having those discussions on our platform. So the advantage to that, of course, is we'll have a robust, probably at times boisterous, opportunity to get things moving again. The advantage for City Council is that in one little microcosm of the city, they'll really see what people are excited about. The City Council meetings aren't being all that well attended. There's usually about 11 people that show up and ask questions. And so it doesn't really give the city councilors a chance to see what people really think. You know, it's one thing to show up at City Council with your prepared question and your best behavior, but I think that the City Council would be better off, and there have been a few comments about this, to see what people are like when they really have their head down, what they really think of the management. And so, Beryl, you've got a great opportunity to be a debate moderator. And the rest of us have a great opportunity to develop the skills in helping with debates that are coming. We may have a snap federal election. We are definitely having a municipal election. There's also the chance of a school board election. And of course, next year, there's the provincial election. So the WMA is going to be busy. Now, I don't know when we're going to be allowed back into Victoria Hall for these events. I suspect that even if we are back in Victoria Hall for Meet the Candidates night, there'll still be a large number of people who will want to follow along at home, and that's where Zoom comes in. Zoom. Well, this is where we are at. There's so many different options. Of course, varying prices. The last question I was asked was, how many licenses do you need? What? Licenses? And I thought, licenses. Well, sounds like something that the board has to discuss. So I sort of put that on hold. I thought I'd talk to each and every one of you first and get your input. I thought all we needed was one license, and what I saw online was giving us access to 100 people who can watch without comments. But as I was speaking to the salesperson, he was asking me different questions. I thought, this isn't as simple as I thought it was. So, but I'll get through it. Anyway, that's really all that I have to report. Oh, one more thing. There is a question that I would like to ask City Council, and it concerns money. Now, as you all know, either from walking or riding your bike or driving in a car, a number of Westmount streets are terrible and disgusting. Sherbrooke Street, the whole thing, disgustingly bad. Claremont, absolutely terrible. And many side streets have not received the TLC that they deserve. I mean, would it kill the city just to throw an inch of asphalt every 5 years? So here's what I would like to ask the city, and I'd like your input on this as well. This is the final point I'm making today, is concerning the recently announced budget. Now, when the mayor sent out the letter in December along with our tax bills, or January, which reminds me, tomorrow is you got to pay your first installment for your taxes. She pointed out that $27 million were going to be spent on the roads. $27 million. Now, this being Quebec, do we even know what you can get for $27 million? So far, I don't know which streets the city is paying for. Maybe I've missed it. I should call the engineering department. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Find out which streets they're working on. I've already spoken to them because prior to this recent announcement of another budget surplus, this one just under $10 million, I would like to ask city councils, and I'd like it to be on record, can some of that surplus be spent on Irvine, Abbott, and Hillside, and Lewis? So I'd like those 4 streets to be resurfaced. Why am I asking this publicly? Because I want it on record, and some of our questions should be on record. So that's it, fellow citizens, fellow board members. We've got something to do. We've got some interesting things to do, some interesting things to discuss. And sorry it took me 8 minutes, but I hope you lasted until this long. So I'll sign out for now, and I'll send you a link to this. Ta-ta for now.